Time to have a little fun on the phones. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. A guy named Alex reached out to me and said, "Hey, Prospector, I'd love you to prank call Rico, who works in the same office as me. He just filed a bunch of reports with IT and tech support. They haven't gotten to him yet. He's getting frustrated. Maybe you could do something with that." And I came up with an idea of me being the IT guy and just trying to frustrate him. It's another Prospector prank call on Rock 107.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Justin Bieber has tested positive for COVID, causing at least one of his upcoming concerts to be postponed. So put this at the top of the very small list of positive things to come out of COVID. Spring training for Major League Baseball has been delayed due to the player lockout. In the meantime, players will have to practice their cup adjusting at home. Well, the NBA All-Star Weekend is over, so who won? All the women who managed to get impregnated.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
It has to start somewhere, right? Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. You might have been a fan of certain songs here or there, but maybe not a band. And then all of a sudden, boom, some band just came into your life and changed everything, right? They became the first band you were truly a fan of. The first band you really, really got into. Friday was the anniversary of the first Kiss record. Now, as a kid, I was all about it. I loved two things, the Rams and Kiss. I listened to the records, collected the cards, joined the Kiss Army. What was the first band you were a real fan of, and do you still love them? That's what I want to know today. Now, I still like Kiss. They're not my favorite band anymore, but I still like Kiss. So either way, you still love this band that you started off with, or you're not so much. I want to know, what was the first band you were a real fan of, and do you still love them? Open mic on the Rock 107 app, a free download for your iPhone or Android. You can send a message right to the Rock 107 studios or 1-888-ROCK-107, 1-888-762-5107. What was the first band you were a real fan of, and do you still love them? Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector, and I've talked about Kiss being the first band I loved, and I was in the Kiss Army and all that, and now I'm okay with them. Sometimes it changes, sometimes it doesn't. Who was the first band you were in love with, a huge fan of, and do you still feel the same way? Rock 107, Butch from Uniondale on the Rock Lines. Tell me about it.
When I was about 5 years old, my mother had to sit me down and explain to me why I could not be a member of the Jackson 5.
So was that your first band? You were really into the Jackson 5, right?
I was really into the Jackson 5. When I found out I couldn't become a member, I went on a Sha-Na-Na kick.
How about now? How do you feel about either of those bands?
I was a stupid kid.
Let me know the first band you were ever a fan of, and do you still love them? 1-888-ROCK-107, open mic on the Rock 107 app. Tastes change, things go, and you grow and learn as an adult. It's okay. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Sometimes the things you love as a kid, you don't love as an adult. There's a great lyric from an underrated band called Too Much Joy, and the lyric goes, "We renounce what we once loved to prove that we can rise above." Now, whether you've done that or not, maybe you grew up liking one thing and you don't love them so much anymore. Maybe you still do. I'm talking about this because Kiss, their first album came out in 1974. Back on Friday was the anniversary of it. And I started thinking, man, I was a huge Kiss fan. I loved all the records. I collected the Kiss cards and I joined the Kiss Army. Now I'm like, yeah, I like Kiss. I don't love them. What was the first band you were a real fan of, and do you still love them? That's what I want to know this morning. So Joanne is on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says, I love the Eagles, and I still love them. How about you? On to the Rock Lines we go.
Kiss, great story. I remember my mom telling my dad, whatever you do, don't buy him a Kiss album. I'm telling him with the Kiss album, she goes, what are you doing? Joe, what are you doing? I told you not to get him a Kiss album. He goes, I didn't. I got him a Kiss double album. Love my dad.
And why wouldn't you? Cody says Stones. I was born in 2000. That my paternal grandfather loved the Stones, passed it on to my dad who loved them, passed it on to me, and I got to see them this past October. Donna, it's a tough one, but probably Journey, and I still love their music to this day. Nick and Plains on the Rock Line, first band you ever loved.
I would have to go with Kiss also.
I mean, it's hard being a kid in the 70s and not fall in love with Kiss, right?
That's correct. TV show and all.
Now, do you still love Kiss?
Yes, I do.
Tom from Hanover Township on the Rock Lines. How about you, buddy? First band you loved. What do you think of them now?
Yeah, I got a good one for you. Rush. My first 8-track, 2112.
Nice. Now, how about now? You're still a Rush guy?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Do you still have an 8-track player?
No, I wish I did, though, I know.
It'd be kind of cool just, to go through the whole 2112 thing just to hear the program change in the middle.
Oh, exactly, I know.
Jesse says Aerosmith, and now I'm meh towards them. Mike, Doors, and I still love to hear him on Rock 107. Thank you, Mike. And Daryl, Van Halen, and I'm staying frosty. Jeff on the Rock Lines in Scranton. Band you first loved as a kid, and how do you feel about him now?
I grew up listening to, and I was a big fan of was old Leonard Skinner.
Now, are you still a Skinnerd fan?
Oh, yeah.
Rock 107 checking in with Patty from Scott Township on the Rock Lines. How about you? First band you loved?
Yes, you're still listening to bands. How about U2?
U2. Now, you fell in love with U2 when you were a kid.
Oh, my God, in high school, yes, and I even traveled to Ireland and got my picture in front of his house.
In front of whose house? Now, I'm assuming Bono when you say his house.
Yes, I did, and I was told to step away from the gate.
See that? Her fandom almost got her arrested in Ireland.
News, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
I could see this happening outside Highland Park Senior Living Center. I mean, they have a nice hill there and everything. A nursing home administrator recently made a 94-year-old resident's day when he took her snow tubing in the parking lot. She'd never been tubing before, and afterwards she said it was very fun.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
This morning's show proudly presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today, we salute you, Mr. Forced to Work on President's Day. Mr. Forced to Work on President's Day. There you sit in your cubicle of persecution, wondering why your belief system has been mocked and desecrated. Where is the outrage? Yes, punching that time clock this morning was like punching Lady Liberty in her giant copper stomach. Oh, the humanity. While other Americans are home celebrating in their sleep, you're dancing on the grave of George Washington, or Lincoln, or someone. Don't tread on me now. So go ahead, climb out of bed and join the other millions of downtrodden patriots forced to renounce their citizenship, set fire to the flag, and report to work on President's Day. Or as your Constitution-shredding boss calls it, Monday. Mr. Forced to Work on President's Day.
107, good morning. I'm Prospector. And yeah, some people are not my president this time or last time, but it is President's Day, and it's today to celebrate all the presidents, including the dead ones. And, well, we're giving away dead presidents. I'm looking for caller 17 or Rock 107. Who's this?
Mike.
Mike, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, pretty good.
Mike, 107 dead presidents. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about here? This money's not going to change your life.
No, I hear you.
What do you think you're winning here?
I don't know. 107 bucks, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, well, you might have shot too high here. This is not life-changing money. I don't want the winnings to change you. Are you getting this yet?
No, all right. 107 in change or what?
It's 107 dead presidents. Here's the deal. 2 Washingtons, which are 50 cents, so that's 2 quarters, so that's 50 cents. 20 Roosevelts, which are dimes, so there's $2. 40 Jeffersons, which are nickels, so there's $2. 5 Kennedys, which are $half, so that's $2.50. And 40 Lincolns, that's pennies, so it comes out to $7.40. Are you all right with that?
Yeah.
You're going to get a big bag of dead presidents, a big bag of change. It's like, the expression, make it rain, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
We're making it hail because these will hurt when they hit you. You're a winner, I guess, from Rock 107.
All right, thanks.
Yep, $7.40 in his pocket. I said it wasn't life-changing.
With dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
If you have kids, you've probably gone to an extreme length to try and limit their screen time. And has anything worked? A man in France was desperate enough to try using a multi-wave band jammer to temporarily cut off the internet connection at his house. He didn't just cut off the internet to his place, though. He ended up shutting it off for the entire town. Jammers interfere with telecommunication signals, and they're illegal in France, as well as here in the United States. Still, people get caught using them all the time. It's unclear what went wrong, but once they traced the outage back to this guy, he was arrested. He's looking at 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $34,000. He told the police it was an accident. He was just trying to block the internet to his house between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m. so his kids would go to bed. It's unclear if he'll catch a break or get the maximum punishment.
Nominee number 2.
Remember in Dumb and Dumber when the guy gets robbed by the sweet old lady on the motorized cart? This is like that, but the opposite end of the spectrum. A woman in Orlando named Shannon Fraser was walking her dog on Saturday, and a kid on a scooter rode up and asked for help. She says he looked to be about 12, said he was lost, and his phone was dead, and asked if he could use the phone to call his parents. She obviously said yes. It turned out he was scamming her, probably with the help of an adult. He used her Venmo app to send himself about $4,000 while she was letting him use the phone.
And the winner is
the father who accidentally shut down his town's internet while trying to limit his kids' screen time. You are the Yambag of the day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yambag of the Week competition. Stay tuned for all the nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the day, weekday mornings right here on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.